Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. So at the moment, yes. How are you doing? Let's talk about freedom today. I'm kind of waiting for some of you to join me, and I must admit I'm feeling a bit greasy. So I thought I'd do this as well whilst waiting for some of y'all to join me. Let's put some powder on our face. There's something about, staring at the phone and doing this, which is crazy, but it's cool. Okay, so what does freedom mean to you? What does freedom mean to you? That's what I want to know. What does freedom mean to you? Okay, what does freedom mean to you? Okay, so I'm back. Just wanted to go share that and then come back to it. Okay, so let's just have an affirmation for today. And yeah, tell me, what does freedom look like to you? When I say freedom to you, because this is something I've been thinking about, and it's something, anyway, it's about what my whole life in some ways is about. Really is about being free to be whoever, to do whatever, to say whatever, to work however, to make money however. I'm going to read you a little thing that I wrote out yesterday, and I want to talk about it a little bit. But I want to know, you guys tell me in the stream, okay, in the comments, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about freedom? What's the first thing that it just kind of pops into your head? What does freedom look like to you? Okay, this is the Church of RNK. This is Rosemary, Nonny night. Yeses, amens, absolutely acceptable, as well as just answer the question. What does freedom look like to you? I want to know. I want to know what you think, okay? I am free. I am free. Imagine you did go through the whole day just kind of singing to yourself, I am free, I am free. How different could it make you? What would you do differently if you were really free? Now, please, none of the sometimes people are dishonest, okay, with themselves about how free or how whatever they are, okay? They kind of get this, oh no, I'm supposed to always put on a front. And it's almost like they live this front, but there's all this stuff in the under the surface that they're not handling, okay? Don't be that person. Because if you don't recognize that there is an issue, I'm not saying that you have to fall down and die because there's an issue, no. But I am saying that let's see issues for what they are so that we can do something about it. Let's not just pretend and gloss over everything and pretend everything is perfect when everything isn't perfect. Do you actually feel free? Do you feel free on a daily basis? Do you feel free enough to do whatever it is that you want to do? Do you feel free enough to go after the dreams and the vision and the mission in your heart? Or do you feel stifled in different areas? Let's talk about freedom. What does that mean? What would that look like to you to be able to say, I am free. I am free. And again, I am free. It's just 3 words, man. I am free. So what does it mean to you? Because this is it. For me, I know I'm still on my journey, becoming freer and freer and freer and freer. Let me read this out to you. I wrote this yesterday, actually, and I was an iron about putting it out, but then in the end, I just put out the word freedom. Just freedom. Because it's all about freedom for me. Freedom to think and say what you need to say. Freedom to go after the desires of your heart without fear. Freedom to enjoy sex however you want to. Freedom to say no when you want to say no without any guilt, without any manipulation. Freedom to make as much money as you want without fearing that you're immoral, according to who? Freedom to make money in the way that you want, with people you want, when you want. Freedom to dress how I want to dress. That's become a bugbear for me because people feel the need to tell me how to dress. Freedom to connect with spirit intimately in your own way and to know you're completely loved, even if your relationship with spirit looks nothing like whoever said it should. Freedom to choose relationships that empower you rather than stifle you. Freedom to choose. An internal sense of freedom without the rules, without the holdbacks. And you know what? As much as you are born free, are you living free? Do you hear all the stuff that I just mentioned? Okay, let's talk about freedom to think and say what you need to think and say. Do you feel free to think the way you do? Or do you find yourself second guessing what you're thinking about because you're worried about what people might think of you for thinking what you're thinking, for goodness sake? And so you keep trying to think according to the way everybody else thinks. And sometimes it might even be a self-helpy kind of thing where you're trying to think affirmations. So just like I've just said, okay, yeah, you're going to say to yourself, I am free, I'm free, I'm free. But if you just say, I'm free without noticing the resistance or the parts of you that feel decidedly unfree, then it's just you trying to put a band-aid on something that needs actually for the pus to come out, if that makes any sense. If you can get that disgusting image in your head. But sometimes people walking through life trying to pretend everything is fine. Because I say about I'm free, especially if you live in like the US or you live in the UK, where it's like, of course I'm free. Of course I'm free. Really? Really? Are you? Are you actually free? Are you living a free life? Are you doing the things that you dream about? Really? Really? Or are you stifling yourself and calling it freedom? Are you trying to obey the rules around you, the rules that people live by, and calling it freedom? Telling yourself that you need to just fit in. You just need to blend in, you know, you're not even thinking consciously in some ways, but you're the same as everybody around you, really, even though there's a part of you that is kind of maverick in nature, basically. But you're not free to be that maverick, are you? Or are you? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you actually free? Or are you living to rules that some person somewhere someday set out for you? When last did you do an internal check on yourself? You just know that you're dissatisfied with life as it is. You're dissatisfied with your relationship with God or spirit or divine, whatever you wish to call it, or higher power. You don't feel as if you're getting the joy and fullness that you were promised. Okay? But when last did you question it? Or are you afraid that if you do question, that will take you to hell, or that will who knows what? And so you keep trying to pretend to feel free and happy and satisfied. You're worried that if you really look, you might go into a bottomless pit and not come back out again. But is that the truth? Or is that just the lie that stops you from actually inspecting yourself, living an examined life? Too many people walking around passively, not really engaged. Guys, yes is amens. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Living as though they have all the time in the world. And we have some time, no doubt. But all the time, come on. Let's sing a bit. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. Are you free? Come on, guys. In terms of the things that you do right now, so let's talk about it from an entrepreneurial point of view. What dreams, what desires do you have for the amount of money you make? That is always a bit of an emotional subject for people, though they pretend that they're fine with it. Are you? Are you free to then go after what you want, though? Or do you keep telling yourself, this is enough, I should be satisfied. After all, I'm doing a little bit better than the people around me. I should be fine. I should be fine. Are you fine? Are you free enough to go after everything, or would that be wrong of you? Would that be wrong of you to go after what you desire? Are you free, guys? Are you free to do the work that you want to do? Or are there limitations on what you're allowed to do? I know, like growing up for me, I was kind of, when I was a child or younger, I had limitations on what I was allowed to do. I was going to be either a doctor or a pharmacist or a lawyer or an accountant. That was it. I wasn't allowed to be anything else. Okay, that was my lot in life. That was it. And I went with the pharmacist thing because I didn't want to be a doctor. So I kind of had a little bit of choice within very limited choices. Are you still doing the thing that you were told to do? Would it be anathema to break free of it? Because then you'd be breaking people's expectations of you. They would think less of you. You'd have a different title. I know for me, even to this day, let's be honest, I still say that I'm a pharmacist because I know that it makes people treat me differently. If I go and see a doctor, I make sure I mention in there that I'm a pharmacist so they don't treat me like a normal person, basically. Okay, yes, sometimes that works, but sometimes it literally just comes down to me not wanting to let go of this status that a name, a title gives me. And so that stops me from doing some of the things that I could do because I want people to see me a certain way. I want to come across as a professional in a certain way. And some of you, same thing. You want to come across in a certain way. And so you don't allow yourself to be who you actually feel called to be. Are you free? Is that freedom to you? I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. This is the thing, nothing changes, nothing at all changes until you first and foremost admit that there's something wrong with the way you're doing things. Because if you don't admit it, how are you going to fix it? It starts with your admitting that there is something not quite right, that you want more out of your life, and also allowing yourself to get it. Allowing yourself to live a free life, to say no to people that you don't want to have to say yes to not feel guilty about it, to not feel manipulated by anyone, to recognize that you have free will, really. But this is the thing, freedom is your birthright, but unless you do what it takes to actually claim that freedom, you will get to the end of your life and look back and wonder, why didn't I just do the stuff? Why didn't I just say what I needed to say? Why didn't I go after the stuff that I really wanted to go after? Some of you might already be, in business, but it's not the business you want to be in, one, or you've capped yourself because you're kind of worried about how much is it going to take from me to really go to the next level for me. Different parts of your life, your career, are you asking for what you want? If you are in a career for whatever reason, I'm not sure why you would want to be. But are you claiming the life that you desire? Are you claiming it, or are you telling yourself, well, I can't just get what I want. After all, I have all these responsibilities. Don't you think that when you if you would just create the space to go after what it is that you desire. Now, I'm not telling you it's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy, of course not. However, it might be a lot easier, or it might be a lot more fulfilling than living a fake kind of, this is all I can get kind of life. And then not even being honest with yourself about the fact that you're dissatisfied because, the mindfulness guru over there said I needed to pretend to be, to pretend long enough that I am satisfied and then I'll be satisfied. Really? Maybe you won't be. Maybe actually it takes some honesty on your part and then some courage to actually claim freedom. Popping into my head right now is people like, Martin Luther King, is it? Yes. And he did get killed for his beliefs actually, but he wanted freedom for everyone. And he started to speak about the stuff that he believed in. And I'm sure it took courage for him to be that person that actually stood out and said, you know what? I deserve to be treated the same as everybody else. To claim his freedom of speech in a country that said there was freedom of speech. It's like, yes, you are free. But unless you claim it, you're not free. Unless you claim it, you are not free. Unless you actually live a life of freedom, you're not free. If you are still saying, I have to do this and I have to do the other, I must do this and I should do the other, is that freedom? Are you listening to the words you even speak to yourself? Is that freedom? Is that really all your life is supposed to be about? Shoulds and have tos and musts, because if you don't, somebody's going to think you're less than, or you're who knows what. Are you really free? I am free. I am free. I am free. Are you free, man? Are you free? I do completely believe that free people are able to change the world. People who are still caught up in trying to please other people will never be able to do the work that they're here to do. Because the work that you're really here to do will not please everyone. You will dress funny, for goodness sake, and people will dislike you for it. You will say something, people will dislike you for it. Are you free enough and brave enough to keep showing up anyway? To keep doing what you feel called to do? To keep showing up even when nobody seems to be listening? To keep being the leader even when you don't feel like one, except you've decided? Are you free enough to go after the dreams and the desires inside of your heart? Are you doing it? Because if you're not doing it right now, then no, you're not free enough. No matter what you say to yourself, your actions speak louder than your words. Okay, so right now, are you acting like the free person you thought you would be? And I don't come to you as completely free person myself. I don't come to you as some kind of, guru. I come to you as someone who's trying to wake you up. Wake you up to the fact that, honey, you are getting older. The dreams you had in your teens and 20s, and then life happened and you started to feel like these things are never going to happen for me. They can happen for you. None of those dreams or visions or anything were given to you just to make you feel bad. No. It was given to you because you are exactly the person to make it happen. In fact, that sentence flows out of me so much now. Even as I say it, it's like deja vu. You are exactly the person to make that stuff happen. Guys, amens, yeses in the comments. I want to know who is with me on this. Freedom. You are a category of one. I wrote a post about this. You are here to leave a dent on the planet, but you can only do it if you are free. If you allow yourself to explore. It's like I'm doing the sexuality course right now. Yesterday we talked about pornography and masturbation and all of that stuff. And the thing about all of that, and okay, yeah, that's sex, but it applies to every single area of your life. The thing about it is allowing yourself to explore what you've for all time possibly have said you're not allowed to. But it's not because you've explored it or that you've come to a conclusion yourself. It's because others have told you how to think. But now it's time to break free of the tribe and to start to discover for yourself what is reality. What do you want your reality to be? To not be fake about it, to not be false about it, to not just give in to old thinking, but to choose freedom, to deliberately design a free life. That is your birthright. You can claim it. But you will have to claim it though. It doesn't come easy. Everybody's looking for that magic bullet. Everybody's telling themselves, I don't need to fight for what is mine already. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Most people don't want to fight. They just want to, coast through life. Pretend that they're happy. Pretend that they're satisfied with so much less than what they can get. But surely that's not us. We are those who are brave enough to know that, we want more. And we are going for it all. We want more. We created in the image of the divine, and we refuse to settle for any less. We will do what it takes to get the more. We will not let fear defeat us. We are the chosen. We are the ones that dominate because we choose to. Everybody has the ability to if they want to, but you know what? Not everybody does. But we do. We are the 5%, the 2% who refuse to settle for little or nothing. And you know what? Again, you might be that person who has actually got quite a lot more than other people. But you're not happy because this isn't what your life was supposed to be about. Just like me being that pharmacist, and you know what? Yeah, for most of the people around me, I was doing pretty dang well. But it wasn't all that my life was supposed to be about, man. And so yes, I gave it up to go after the more. burnt those bridges so that I go after them more, and there is no turning back. I'm not going to be like, what's it called, Lot's wife, and be turned into a pillar of salt. No. We keep moving forward. We claim everything that our life is to be about. We live the abundant life. We tap into spirit. We tap into that wisdom deep down within us, and we act. We take action. We don't give in to fear. And I'm as much talking to myself here as I'm talking to you, man. We do not give in to fear. We are the 334,000, and we are going to change the world because we are free. Free to be everything that we are created to be. Free from rules and regulations, free from family relationships that do not make us feel empowered, free from anybody telling us how we should live, free from preachers or spiritual guru people telling us how to do our spiritual life, free from all of that stuff. Please close the door, honey. Free. We are free. We choose to live free. We choose to be free. We choose freedom in every area of our life. Give me a second here. Hey. Freedom. Freedom. I'm going to read that little thing that I read out earlier to you again. It's all about freedom. Freedom to think and say what you need to say. Freedom to go after the desires of your heart without fear. Freedom to enjoy sex however you want it. Freedom to say no when you want to say no, without guilt, without feeling manipulated. Freedom to make as much money as you want to make without fear that you're immoral, according to whoever. Freedom to make money in the way you want to make money. And that for some of you is the key here. You want to make money in a certain way, but you're not quite sure that you can, and so you never really begin because you're never giving yourself the chance to. Freedom to work only with people you want to work with. Freedom to work when you want to work as well. Freedom to create a luxurious life whenever doing things the way you want to do them without feeling selfish and giving in to other people trying to make you feel selfish. Freedom to dress how you want to dress. Freedom to connect with spirit intimately in your own way, and to know you're completely loved, because honey, if we could get that whole completely loved bit, we would never be afraid again, because you'd know it doesn't matter how many other people don't quite like what you're up to. It doesn't matter. You are loved. You can do whatever, and it's fine. You can even make mistakes, and you will recover from them. Why? Because you'll never be left completely desolate. No. There is always wisdom for the next step. There is always wisdom for the next move. You can't always control what happens externally, but you can always control what you choose to do next. And if you feel completely loved inside and out, you'll stop holding yourself back. You are connected to spirit. Spirit is always taking care of you if you would just trust the wisdom within you. Freedom to choose relationships that empower rather than stifle you. Freedom to choose, to live from that internal sense of freedom, to really see the vision, the dreams that you have and go after them with everything inside of you. Freedom. That's what freedom means to me. What does freedom mean to you? That's what I want to know. Okay, I'm going to bring this to a close. I'm going to sing our affirmation for today. Again. I am free. I am free. I am free. Oh, I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. time to fight for and to deliberately design the life that you are born to live because you absolutely want to. And can I make this invitation to you to come and join us in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club? If you are the entrepreneurial leader who is currently one or about to be one, and you know that you're born for more, you know that you're fed up of just kind of being surrounded by people who don't get the fact that you're moving forward and going for everything that you desire, then come and join us in the club, honey, because you can get the sales, the marketing, the leadership training that you need to move forward. You can get the personalized support in your business to know what to do next. You can get the encouragement to become that free person and recognize that you're not the only one that feels the way you feel, okay? Because sometimes being a maverick in the regular world means that you almost hide who you are. You don't need to hide in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. It is a place where we are all kind of weird and we own it, okay? We own it and we move forward and we change the world. We leave a dent on the planet. We're not willing any longer to settle for less. So if that's you and you know that you're done, there's just something inside of you that whispers, there is more to my life than this, the club is the first place to begin. It's rosemarynonny.com/DM fast track. Let me just type this up. rosemarynonny.com/DM fast track. Come join in. It is the place to be, and at $9.97 or $77 even a month, you will definitely not find a better place to be. For at least the next month, you will change. Okay? It's rosemarynonny.com/DM fast track. Let's start to change the world together. Until the next time, much love. Bye. Be free today, okay? Live like the free person you're born to be today. Okay? And, going forward. Bye.